just recorded a podcast, about 20 minutes of footage, and then I realized the mic wasn't connected. So it's kind of hard to hear. However, I am just going to post it because I needed something to post. And I feel like I talked about a couple fun things in it. So it's like I'm going to keep it and I don't want to redo it. I'm so sorry. Is it a little bit hard to hear me? Yes, you're going to have to do a lot of hearing gymnastics to kind of understand what I'm saying. But I hope you can. And at the end, you will see when I notice it's not recording and I just ended it because it's like, what else was I supposed to do? But I hope you still enjoyed it. Thank you. Hello. Welcome to a new RANTS episode. I'm doing it outside on my balcony, so I don't know the noise, how it's going to be, because there's definitely a lot of noises that I'm hearing specifically. But I don't want to edit a video. I'm sorry. I've had this Roblox video like just sitting for a minute now, and I mentioned this in the last podcast, and I'm kind of not motivated to edit much, which is why you're getting a podcast today. Some may say I'm a little bit lazy. Some may say that I only post podcasts when I don't want to upload a video. Some of those people might be correct, but there's layers to this, and it's just sometimes I don't really want to edit a video, especially now that I actually have school and I have all my full classes, which in all honesty is not that much. I've been talking to a lot of my friends that have so much worse schedules, and I really can't compare to them, but I do have a hard time adjusting to the amount of work that I have to do, especially since my senior year. I basically wasn't even in school. Like I was, but didn't feel like it. I was basically not doing anything. So it's definitely a little bit of a learning curve I have to get over. But also let me try to finish that point. It takes me a lot of motivation to edit a video. So that's why you're not getting fed that well. But I swear in the future you will be getting fed, and when I stop having school, you'll have one. So we'll see when that is. Also, I'm doing this in my balcony. No idea who can hear me. It's a little embarrassing. It's one of those learning curve moments where I did this. I'm also feeling really itchy, so maybe a bunch of bugs are getting on me right now. But it's getting really hot. I gotta really over. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, and I don't want to be too loud because I don't want to ruin their night by having a little boy just speaking to them. I also wrote down things to talk about, but I really cannot see it. Okay, yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was just school and how I'm doing school, but honestly, no one gives a fuck about that. And also, I kind of don't want to talk about it because I don't want to think about responsibilities. But I'm just going to quickly say that I've been relatively productive. I bought a planner, which I normally, anytime I've purchased a planner before, I've not used it. But this one is undated. So typically, I feel like most planners people buy, including myself, the ones I've purchased before this one, have all been dated, meaning it'll be for the year 2024 or whatever. And you only have that year to use it because it's specific to that year. But this one's an undated planner, so it doesn't have the dates. You put other dates, so you can literally just pick it up. If you don't use it for 2 months or something, you can just pick it up on the next month, and it'll still be effective, and all the dates will line up because you are the one that controls the dates. So I did that, and I decorated it really nicely. So maybe it's motivated me. So now I have my 4th course. I mentioned in previous podcast episodes, I had 2 to start, and then I got my 3rd one, which was a film class, and then my 4th one is the humanities class, which I didn't really know what it entailed, but it really is just a world history class, which honestly I'm liking so far. I'm really liking it, especially since we touched on Egyptian stuff and that. Everyone has had a little Egyptian phase, whatever. So it hasn't been bad. However, I am over time I wish the camera was turned the other way. I really wish, and now I'm just in darkness because my fucking sister I just saw her walk inside her house, go turn the lights off, and she didn't see me. She didn't look outside, so she really just went and turned the lights off. Because it has been like a running thing we talk about like, oh, who's leaving the lights off, and it's always her, by the way, never me. Oh, fuck. Wait, can I turn my light on here? I don't have one spare. I don't think I've turned the light on before. Give me a fucking second. Right. Amanda, can you turn the light on? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if she heard me or if I imagined it, but I might have imagined it. I don't know. Okay, she's fine. Guys, we're safe. We're fucking safe. Thankfully, she's turning the lights on. There we go. Why are you surprised? No. What? I saw you. Anyways. Oh. There's a fucking hair on my mic. Okay, yeah. Enough talking about school. But yeah, I've been a little bit productive, and but the thing about me is that like I got ahead of my math homework, not even on purpose, like I just did it by accident. And I was like, wait, I'm ahead. And so then I'm like, okay, then let me just finish all my homework as early as possible so then I can have a lot of time without having to worry about homework. And then I don't do that. And then I end up leaving everything till later. But it's okay. I haven't fully like postponed everything. Like I haven't procrastinated that badly. I don't leave everything for last minute, but I always leave something for last minute. Which is fine, whatever. I just have to do a fucking discussion post, which isn't hard at all, but whatever. Okay, enough about school. Let's see what's next in this. Oh wait, also, before I get to anything, thank you guys for the support and for the comments and the likes on the last 8 Andy rants. It's honestly, it was really surprising because if you look at all the other Andy rants, like they definitely they don't get much interaction, and that's fine because I don't expect a lot of people to be interested in hearing someone talk about literally nothing. But I think maybe that one was a little bit interesting because I was talking about Chaperone, and she was a hot topic at the moment, and I was talking about Diddy, which I won't be touching on, but actually, I'm so sorry. I hate a hater. There's 2 trends currently, or like 2 little things that are going on that actually piss me off a little bit. Number 1 is the whole like thank Beyonce, like, oh, I need to thank Beyonce, whatever. That really annoys me so much because it's just like, I don't know, I just don't find it funny, number 1. And number 2, like, when you really look into like the subtext of this trend thing, whatever, like, it's about Diddy, and it's about like the elites or whatever, and it's all about this, and it's just like, why are we doing this? I feel like we always have to make a fucking joke out of literally any serious topic that comes to mind. And yeah, that is part of life. That is part of the human experience. We like to make things that are bad into comedic things. But at the end of the day, when it's in a grand scheme thing, when it's like social media, we're this huge thing, and then like right now we're talking more about Beyonce than we are fucking talking about Lily, to be honest. Like that's kind of what's going on right now. And okay, enough about this. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm gonna get myself heated a little bit. Second trend I'm not loving is the subtle foreshadowing trend, because maybe it's just me. It's something on me, but I have a short attention span enough already, and you're giving me a TikTok where you could easily just show me what happens. You could show me the people falling. You could show me whatever funny thing happens. Just the video alone. I don't need the whole like editing it to like it's, I don't know, it's like one of those things where it's like it was funny the first few times, and then after it's like I want to know what happens. Like I just want to see the people fall. Like that's really what I want to see. I want to see the people fall. I want to see the people get hurt. Like I can't be the only one that thinks this way. And I don't think I am, because so many people have short attention spans that it's like people need to there's no way people aren't like, yeah, I just want to see like what it is. Like me, if I see one of those subtle foreshadowing trends now, I either skip past it or I literally like, go all the way to the end to see what the fuck happened. And even then, it's like it's not the real thing. You don't get the whole thing. A lot of times, you don't get the audio. You don't get the full picture. It's like I want the full picture. Just give me the video. So yeah, I'm not loving that trend. But anyways, what I actually wanted to talk about was so when I was little, like 3 years old when I was still living in Cuba, I just heard people whispering. Wait, no, whistling. And honestly, like, I can't really do much about it, but I'm not interrupting people. But when I was little, like 3, I'm assuming, because I left Cuba when I was 3. So the very few memories I have of Cuba are very muddy, and a lot of them aren't, only because they're backed up by pictures and like things my parents have told me. So it's like it's like reinforced those memories that I've had or whatever. But some of them are definitely very flawed, completely flawed, or I am low-key a psychic, and I've said this before many times. Not that I really believe in that type of stuff, but guys, sometimes, like, yes, maybe they're just coincidences, but low-key, who knows, like, maybe I have some special power or something. But one of the stories was, there was this little girl, this was all in Cuba, by the way. There was this little girl whose mom knew my mom, so we were at like a store or something, that's what I remember. And we were talking with them, and I looked at this little girl, and we were probably the same age, or maybe she was a little bit older. And she, I swear to God, I swear, she had a third eye. I swear, she had a third eye, and like right here. And the thing is, when you talk about third eyes or whatever, it's always here. Like the third eye is here or whatever. But I have had this memory, even though obviously it's not a real, like fully real memory. And what I mean by that is like she just didn't have a third eye, but the memory is still like real. Like that was a real memory. Just I imagined a third eye for some reason. However, oh yeah, so we always think third eye is right there. So it's like, how did we know it to be there when like I had nothing before that to like reinforce the idea that I've said reinforce so many times during this podcast. I think it's like I learned a new word, but like, anyways, what I was saying, it's really hot. Oh yeah, so third eye or whatever. So it's like, how did I know that a third eye would go there? Like that, like, you know, like that's how the media portrays it. It's like, how would I know that? Because then it's like, I don't think I knew about this memory for a minute. It's not like it like came to me the other day and I was like, yeah, I did think about that girl, like that girl having a third eye. It's like, no, like I've had this memory for a minute. Like 10 years ago, I could be like, yeah, there was a girl with a third eye when I was in Cuba. Like I still had that memory, but I didn't know third eyes were like that. I didn't know third eyes were like in the middle up until way later. So it's just like, how did I know that? Completely like stupid tangent. But anyways, I remember, this is how it went. I saw the girl, apparently with a third eye. I was just looking at her, we weren't really talking, and then my mom and her mom were talking, and finally when we walk away, I like tell my mom, I'm like, why did she have 3 eyes? And my mom was like, she didn't have 3 eyes. And I'm like, no, like she had a third eye, like 100% full, like correct. She had 3 eyes. She had 1, 2, 3. I counted. And she don't. You know what? I actually haven't like asked my mom about this if she remembers this at all. So maybe this is a completely fake memory. Maybe this was like a dream or something. I'll have to get back next podcast episode and mention it. But yeah. However, next dream was, okay, this was really short. I lived on the first floor in Cuba, and for whatever reason in my head I thought, or not that I thought, but I didn't know I lived on the first floor. Like I have a couple other memories of me living on the first floor, but there's this one memory that was clearly exaggerated where I wasn't on the 3rd floor, and I had like a cat, but it was like a cat that would roam around, and it died. It got hit by a motorcycle. And also this cat, by the way, kind of important detail, I thought this cat was black for like my entire life, up until very recently that I was talking to my mom and my parents about the cat we had in Cuba, and she's like, no, we never had a black cat. They were like white and had like a couple black spots, and it was 2 of them, which I don't remember. I only remember 1 of them. And I was just like, what? I swear it was a black cat. And this comes in the next story. This is important in the next story, and you'll see in just a minute. And the next story is my favorite one. I think it's like the most fucking creepy one. But I'm kind of mentioning this because it's like, aren't children, like, isn't there like a thing that people say that like children, or like babies or something, they could like see ghosts and they could see like psychic shit or whatever the fuck. So it's like maybe I was a fucking psychic. Maybe I fucking was. I was a fucking special little baby or special little 3-year-old and I had fucking psychic, or they were dreams that I interpreted as reality, or kids daydream and they like imagine things to be differently. So maybe I just remembered a memory as a daydream. Boom. Okay, I worded that exactly how I wanted to word it. But yeah, so I was on the 3rd floor or something. I don't know. I was like on a higher up balcony. Actually, it wasn't the 3rd floor. And that like fake daydream memory thing, whatever. I was not. I was really high up, and my cat went down, like jumped down. My black cat in my head, everything was white. Jumped down all the way to the ground or whatever, and would like, do its thing. And there was a fucking like cyclops, like a fucking ogre cyclops or whatever, all the way at the bottom. So yeah, that one was definitely really outlandish. I feel like maybe the 3rd eye was believable, but that one was definitely not. However, my 3rd one and my most important one, and the one that still kind of sticks with me today, I very much remember waking up in Cuba, and I was next to my sister, but I think she was in a different bed. And from like what I can only describe as like an AC unit, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think we had an AC unit, so it was probably something else. But from a thing that looked like an AC unit, I heard a voice of a little girl who we knew, who lived, like, I think she was our upstairs neighbor or like next door or whatever. I heard her voice call to my sister and be like, let's play, like, let's go play, let's go fucking outside and play. And I could swear I heard this voice, but I like looked to my sister or whatever, and I'm like, okay, she's fucking asleep. And I remember looking over to like the side of the wall, like peering over the side of the wall and seeing my mom like in the kitchen. I don't know what she was doing. She was doing something in the kitchen, maybe preparing breakfast or something. And then I got up and I like told my mom, I'm like, I don't remember that real name, but I was like, I heard her name. I mean, I heard her calling for my sister. And she's like, no, like, she's not. Like, she's definitely not. And I'm like, no, like, I swear I heard it. And so then she was like, where did you hear it? So I go with her, and I'm like, oh, it was like around here, it was in this room. And she's like, no, there's no way. And I'm like, look outside, like maybe she's outside or something. And we look outside the window, and there's nothing there, obviously. But then I'm like, wait, can we look again? So she freaking picks me up and puts me at the window, and there's a black cat. In my head, this was my cat. It was just, the cat would like leave and come back. So in my head, this was the fucking cat. This was my cat, and it did one of those like scary like Halloween stuff or whatever, where it just fucking appeared out of nowhere, out of thin air. And that's all I remember. And I don't know if I've confirmed that with my mom either. But I really need to confirm those 2 stories with her, because I feel like I want to know at least that it was like a real event, that like I did think this to happen and it wasn't just all a dream. Like, as long as it's confirmed by her that I went up to her those 2 times and said there's a girl with a fucking 3rd eye and there's a fucking girl speaking outside the fucking house, at least I would feel a sense of like, thank God I wasn't that fucking crazy and that there's some truth to the story. Next thing, I have to write it down because it's like, I've said it in every podcast, I haven't written down any of the topics, and then unfortunately I don't know what to talk about. However, guys, last podcast episode, I did not realize how long it was. It was like 40 minutes long. It was the longest Andy Rants episode, and I didn't even, like, what? I didn't even notice. Like, I was just freely talking. It was like, I love to talk, and it was just like, it was all flowing out of me, Diddy and Chaperone, so it was like, okay, that's one. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm running out of themes. We're going through these quick. But one of them is my birthday. My birthday is coming up. It's on the 29th of October. And I'm turning 19. And I also don't know what I'm gonna do. And I feel like this is a problem that I've had for all my birthdays. But right now, with the lack of motivation I have for literally anything, it's kind of like come into this. And it's like, I don't want to do anything. Or at least I don't want to plan anything, because it is so much fucking work to do the mental calculations in my head. And also something that I realized the other day, I was like about to go to sleep, and I was just thinking about, who am I gonna invite if I do like something maybe at my house? Because the past 2 years, I've done something at my house. Wait, no, 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. First year, the theme was Christmas. I wanted to do a little bit of juxtaposition, a little bit of irony, because my birthday's like right next to Halloween, so I was like, okay, well my birthday's gonna be Christmas themed. And I did that. I decorated my whole house, put some lights up, put signs up, whatever. And then next year after that, that was sophomore year. The next year after that, junior year, I did, the theme was like me, like dress up as me, and nobody did it. So like fuck them, like fuck my friends, like what the fuck, like you couldn't fucking dress like me, like it was fucking easy. Anyways, I think maybe two of them did it, so thank you to those two. And then the third year, senior year, was Halloween theme. I was like, you know what, might as well just stick with it. A lot of my birthdays when I was little were just Halloween as well, because it's just like they were in such close proximity, so it's just like might as well be Halloween. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna stick with my roots and I'm gonna do Halloween. And actually, I really liked it because most people went all out for it, because I feel like it's easier, like you already have Halloween costumes planned, and you can do more DIY than Christmas. Because for Christmas, it's like, I just told them like wear Christmas colors, or if you have like Christmas merch or whatever, just wear that as well. But yeah, so this year I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I don't live in Miami anymore. I live in Orlando. So it's just like, what's going on? Am I gonna go back down to see my friends in Miami? And so then that's when I was gonna get to. I was thinking about who would I invite this year, because I've gained new friends, or I've gotten closer with some of my friends, and I've unfortunately lost a little bit. I've grown a little bit distant to a couple other friends. And it wasn't anything like that, thankfully, but it's just like, unfortunately, like that's kind of how it works. Like, we're not all gonna be like able to talk and be as close always. So I was like, what will this new roster be? Because for the most part, like it's changed a little bit, but it's kind of remained, like some people have stayed the same in all the years. So it's like, okay, then who's gonna be in this new one? And then I was like, wait, Melanie, my friend Melanie, my friend Miguel, I can't fucking invite them. They're in fucking Tallahassee, so they're probably not gonna come down. And like they're gonna stay up there for Tallahassee or whatever the fuck it's called, Halloween or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. I'm so sorry. I don't give a fuck about it. But they're probably gonna stay up there for that. And then I was like, okay, wait, no, like I still have my friends, Sochi and Melissa. And then I'm like, wait, they live here. They live in Orlando, so it's like, will they go down? I doubt it. So it's like, that's already 4 people that I have invited to my previous birthdays that will not be here for my birthday, that will not be in Miami for my birthday. So yes, I have new friends, but it's like, man, like not many of them are gonna be there. I still have a couple other friends there, but it's just like, what the fuck? Like those are like huge important factors. So it's just like, what? And it's just like, I don't know. Also, I just don't know. I really don't know. I'm having a hard time, like, I'm really grasping what I want to do, especially since I feel like it has come up so